What if I told you that some of the most important and beautiful parts of Indian culture are disappearing quietly? While the internet is busy mass producing fake versions of them, because right now something very strange is happening. Artificial intelligence can generate art in seconds, and factories can copy the traditional Indian designs overnight. And algorithms can push machine made products to millions of people instantly. And somewhere in India, a real artisan, someone who's carrying generations of skills and craftsmanship and culture and memory, it's practically struggling to survive. That contradiction is fascinating to me because we are living in an era obsessed with authenticity. People want authentic food, authentic fashion, authentic travel, and authentic experiences. But most of the digital systems just only look authentic. And honestly, that may become one of the biggest cultural problems of our generation. And before I continue, if you enjoy deep conversations around creativity, systems, branding, culture, and future of industries, you can also check out my courses at courses.patfrigate.com. Now, the real reason I started thinking deeply about this is because a few days ago I was just walking through the streets of Bajara Market, and if you've ever been there, you know the feeling of raw handmade furniture, wooden mirrors, vintage style decor, tiny details carved by hands, etc. At first glance, it just feels beautiful, creative, alive, and almost cinematic. Loved it. How many of the people, creating these products are actually surviving from that work? Because before mass manufacturing, India was already a very creative superpower, and not in one craft, in hundreds of them. Banarasi weaving from Varanasi, Kashmiri embroidery, blue pottery from Jaipur, Chikankari from Lucknow, Madhubani paintings from Bihar, and Pashmina weaving Kutch embroidery, hand block printing from Rajasthan. These were, they were not side hobbies. These were entire ecosystems. Entire communities survived because of the craftsmanship. And what's fascinating is this: people today travel across the world searching for authentic experiences. Meanwhile, India already had authenticity built into its everyday life. A Banarsi sari was not just a clothing, it carried years of weaving, techniques passed across generations. And some of the authentic Banarsi saris can take weeks and sometimes months to complete. And that's real. But today, power loom replicas flood the market because they are cheaper, faster, and easier to produce. And this is where things become uncomfortable. The original craft still exists, but the economics around the original craft are collapsing. And you see the same thing happening with chikankari. The real handmade embroidered chikankari takes patience, precision, and labor. But marketplaces today are just filled with machine made chikankari style clothing designed to imitate and look at cheaper prices. Most consumers are genuinely unable to tell the differences any longer. And honestly, that changes everything because online marketplaces reward visibility, not authenticity. The cheaper copy wins and the faster product wins. The louder market wins, not necessarily the better craft. And slowly, the original artisan becomes invisible. We are living in the most connected digital era. Why? Because algorithms reward speed, not depth. A machine made product can be made and can be mass produced overnight, optimized for trends, advertised aggressively, and pushed through influencers, delivered in 24 hours. An artisan cannot compete with that. That system alone is very difficult, and social media made this even difficult. People love watching pretty reels, traditional craft montages, so many things. And very few ask who is actually getting paid. How much does the artisan earn? What happens after the camera stops rolling? And this is where another distraction in tradition appears. Modern consumers are obsessed with authenticity, authentic food, authentic fashion, authentic travel, authentic aesthetics, but most digital systems reward products that only look authentic. And honestly, authenticity itself has now become aesthetic. You see it everywhere: artificially distressed furniture, machine made vintage decor, factory produced ethnic aesthetics, and mass produced handcrafted looking interiors. And sometimes people are not even buying craftsmanship anymore. They're just buying the appearance of craftsmanship. And social media accelerated this massively. People decorate homes for reels, for trends, for aesthetics, and not necessarily for artistic value. And this becomes even more dangerous when AI enters the picture. Right now, artificial intelligence can generate Madhubani-inspired art, traditional Indian motifs, fashion style patterns, textile ideas within seconds. And think about that for a moment. Machine can now imitate visual styles that real artists, created decades long back. And because for a real Madhubani artist, it will just never be about drawing patterns. It involves symbolism, storytelling, cultural memory, hand technique. discipline, and inherited knowledge. And same things cannot be simply replicated by any prompts in any software. And yet the modern internet increasingly rewards instant production over human depth. Fast fashion made this even worse. A handcraft textile may take 10 days, 20 days, and sometimes even longer. Meanwhile, large fashion systems release hundreds of new designs every single week. Algorithms reward speed, not craftsmanship. And honestly, this conversation is much bigger than handicrafts. This is also about economics, branding, soft power, and global identity. Creative independence. Look at the luxury fashion brands globally. Many European luxury houses built billion-dollar identities around craftsmanship, heritage, and handmade work. They turned craftsmanship into inspiration. India already has authentic craftsmanship, arguably some of the finest craftsmanship traditions of the world, but we never consistently build global systems around it, which is fascinating because globally people are now getting exhausted by mass-produced sameness. Yes. Same aesthetics, same furniture, same trends, same algorithm driven design, etc. Which means authenticity is becoming valuable again. And the irony, India already had what the modern world is now searching for. That is human made products, imperfect beauty, slow craftsmanship, real stories. But instead of scaling the artisan, we scale the imitation. And if this continues, future generations may experience Indian craftsmanship the same way people experience extinct civilizations, through museums, through documentaries, and through archived YouTube videos. The future is becoming automated. Artificial intelligence generated design, algorithm controlled shopping, instant manufacturing, factory made authenticity, and in the middle of all that chaos, real human craftsmanship becomes rare. That changes everything because rarity creates value. The world may soon reach a point where people stop asking, is this affordable? And start asking, was this actually made by a human? And if that future arrives, India should have been leading it. But right now, many real artisans are still invisible, still underpaid, still competing against machine-made replicas pretending to be handmade. So the next time you buy something labeled traditional or handcrafted, just think about it, look deeper. Who made it? Who profited from it? And is the original creator even surviving? Because culture does not disappear in one dramatic moment. It disappears quietly. And one artisan at a time. And honestly, conversations like these matter. Because awareness is where change starts. So if you enjoyed this video, do share it with someone who genuinely cares about creativity, culture, design, or the future of authentic work. Like the video if you want more deep dive conversations like this. Subscribe if you enjoy thoughtful discussions like this beyond surface level internet trends. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that handmade craftsmanship will survive the age of artificial intelligence and mass production? I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts.